The mystery beneath the moon's surface. Since the dawn of time, humanity has looked up at the moon and wondered, what lies beneath its pale, cratered surface? Is it nothing more than dust and rock, cold, lifeless, and barren? Or could it be hiding something deeper, something older, something that has waited billions of years to be found? The moon, ever present in our skies, has long inspired myths, guided tides, and lit the path of night travelers. But beyond its serene glow lies a silent witness to cosmic history, a sphere that has seen the birth of planets, survived countless asteroid strikes, and held its ground in the vast vacuum of space. For decades, we studied it from afar. Then we reached it with the Apollo missions. We brought back rocks, we learned its age, its composition, its silence. And then, for a long time, we paused. Decades passed, and the moon, so close and yet so distant, watched quietly once again. But in 2020, something remarkable happened. A spacecraft, silent, precise, and ambitious, rose from the Wenchong Space Center in southern China. It wasn't just a mission, it was a declaration. A message from a rising spacefaring nation that it, too, would chase the moon's mysteries. That spacecraft was Change 5. The launch of a new era. On December 1, 2020, beneath a sky painted with the colors of dawn, the Change 5 spacecraft roared into orbit. Powered by China's Long March 5 rocket, one of the most powerful in the world, the mission was unlike anything attempted in nearly half a century. Change 5 was more than just another robotic probe. It was a complex, four-module system with a single goal, to land on the moon, dig deep into its surface, collect ancient samples, and return them safely to Earth. For context, the last time anyone brought moon rocks home was in 1976, during the Soviet Union's Lunar 24 mission. Since then, no country had successfully returned samples from the moon. This made Change 5 a game changer, not just for China, but for global space science. Weighing nearly 8 tons and loaded with cutting-edge instruments, the probe was built to do something extraordinary: drill deeper than any modern lunar mission, reach untouched geological layers, and recover materials possibly older than Earth's oldest rocks. It was a mission that required precision, courage, and vision. Aiming for the unknown. But China didn't just want to go where others had gone before. It wanted to land somewhere bold. Somewhere that had never been explored up close. A place that had only been seen through distant, telescopic eyes. That place was Oceanus Procellarum, or the Ocean of Storms. The name is poetic, but misleading. There is no water there. No storms. Just a massive, flat, dark plain made of hardened volcanic rock. Spanning more than 2.5 million square kilometers, it's one of the largest features on the moon's surface. The region holds clues to the moon's volcanic past, and potentially, to how it cooled and evolved over billions of years. Lying close to the moon's equator and stretching toward the far side, Oceanus Procellarum was a bold target. Few missions had ever dared to explore it. But China wasn't stopping there. Nestled near the landing zone stood a towering formation, Mons Rumker. Rising over 5,200 feet, this ancient dome-like volcano, was believed to be shaped by eruptions billions of years ago. It hinted at a time when the moon was alive with lava, reshaping itself from the inside out. By choosing this landing site, Chinese scientists were betting on discovering something truly ancient, material older than anything retrieved by NASA's Apollo missions. Material that had never been touched by sunlight. Material that could change how we understood the moon's, and perhaps Earth's, origins. Touchdown on alien soil. After a flawless cruise through space, Change 5 arrived in lunar orbit and prepared for descent. The lander module, equipped with cameras, drills, scoops, and sensors, separated from the orbiter and began its final approach. The world watched as this sleek, robotic explorer gently touched, for China, a national triumph. For humanity, a new dawn. The successful landing of Change 5 wasn't just a technological achievement, it was a declaration. A testament to a nation's growing ambition in space. A moment that stirred emotions not only in China but across the globe. For China, it was the culmination of decades of focused effort. It meant that exploration was no longer limited to a few spacefaring powers. It meant the moon, once a Cold War battleground, was transforming into a shared arena for scientific cooperation and wonder. It was no longer about planting flags. It was about uncovering truths, together. Robotic precision, and urgent purpose. The Change 5 lander, once it touched down, didn't hesitate. Time on the lunar surface was precious. The mission was designed to operate within a tight window, approximately 14 Earth days. That's how long sunlight lasts in one stretch on the moon. Once darkness falls, temperatures plummet to -180 degrees Celsius, and most systems shut down. So, with a clock ticking, the robotic lander got to work. Its panoramic cameras scanned the terrain. Ground-penetrating sensors surveyed the subsoil layers. Then, the drill descended, carefully, silently, into the moon. This was no ordinary drilling. The drill was designed to penetrate 2 meters below the surface, targeting compacted rock and layered regolith. These deeper layers were more likely to contain pristine samples, untouched by cosmic radiation or micrometeorites that constantly bombard the moon's surface. It wasn't just about gathering rocks. It was a surgical extraction of ancient memory, preserved in stone. The lander carefully scooped loose material from the surface. Then it drilled into the deeper layer, extracting a core sample, intact, layered, and rich in secrets. The core was sealed into vacuum containers to prevent contamination. Every move was calculated. Every gram of lunar soil mattered. And all of it was done by a robot, operating autonomously, on a world 384,000 kilometers away. What was hidden beneath? Changed everything. Once the samples were collected, they weren't just stored, they were secured. The lander transferred the materials to an ascent vehicle, which itself was a miracle of compact engineering. That ascent vehicle launched from the moon's surface, blasting off in low gravity, rising into orbit, where it would rendezvous with the return capsule. A robotic docking maneuver, executed flawlessly above a silent moon, unseen by human eyes but witnessed around the world. The samples were transferred to the return module and packed for their long journey back to Earth. But let's pause here, before the capsule returned, because what those samples contained would soon shake the scientific world. The secret in the soil, more than just rock. The samples brought back by Change 5 were, on the surface, similar in appearance to previous lunar materials, fine gray dust, hardened basalt rock, and fragments of impact glass. But under the microscope, they revealed something stunning. Among the debris, researchers found spherical glass beads, formed by the extreme heat of meteorite impacts. When asteroids hit the moon, the energy released is so immense it vaporizes rock. As the molten material cools, it solidifies into tiny glass spheres. These beads, some no wider than a human hair, are scattered all over the moon. For decades, scientists had studied similar beads from Apollo missions, but no one had looked inside them quite like this. What they found was molecular water. H2O, not in droplets, not in ice, but embedded within the atomic structure of the glass itself. Locked away, preserved by time and temperature, immune to the vacuum of space. This was a turning point.